additional 50, which comes up to about $140 million that you're throwing around. I don't understand this, but here's all I gotta say. Don't go to the damn poker table. Don't go to the blackjack table. Don't go to the slot machine for crying out loud, even if it's only asking you for $1. Don't do it. Stay the hell out of the casino other than your performance.
That's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his fight career. Now, there is the lawsuit that Floyd is in with Showtime, and I don't think Al Heyman's a part of the lawsuit, even though he blames Al Heyman in a lot of the lawsuit for stealing his money. We're $340 million. We'll see if anything materializes out of that, or if Floyd just spends more money out of his ass.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East. This is my understanding of it. For $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States. It's a different company. That is the company that put on the fight.
Stephen A. Smith revealed that despite earning massive amounts throughout his career, Floyd Mayweather may have mishandled his finances and is now dealing with financial pressure, pushing him to return to the ring in search of new paydays.
Look at it from that standpoint and you say, wow, you're blaming them when in fact it's really, really you, because you can't do what they do every day. Maybe you should go to them to get some lessons.
It's a spending issue, not an income
Yes.
issue.
Logan Paul claims that Floyd Mayweather sold their exhibition fight in advance to a company in Dubai for $10 million and has yet to pay him the share he was promised.
But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment that I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think
He got rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12,
Yeah.
10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8. Sold for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
Just the cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was huge.
Who would win in a fight, you or 100 grams?
Probably 100 grams.
Is a lot.
100 grams is a lot of...
Wade Plemon took to X claiming, "I told you all Floyd owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he doesn't have it," and in another post added that several of Mayweather's commercial properties were reportedly foreclosed, citing Business Insider. On top of that, Joe Rogan pointed out that even though Floyd Mayweather earned more than any fighter in history, reckless and non-stop extravagant spending can drain even the biggest fortunes, proving that without smart management, no amount of money lasts forever.
Even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy.
Wade Plemons claims that Floyd Mayweather was forced to sell his private jet to handle mounting legal debts, pointing to a situation where he allegedly owes money to multiple people and is struggling to keep up with growing financial obligations.
Flipped a house in Florida from 18 to 20 mil, and he's got a place in LA that's like $25 million he's trying to sell now for like 48, which it's funny how now all of a sudden Floyd's trying to sell all of his assets. What does that tell you? He just sold his private plane as well, which I don't know what that went for, but again, he's offloading assets because he's massively in debt and owes people a lot of money. And he's trying to finance something, whether it's legal fees, whether it's other mortgages, whatever. But yeah, getting a net negative of $4 million on the house you built and then put on the market is probably the worst real estate investment you can make. Outside of maybe a strip club that no one goes to.
DJ Vlad claimed that a well-known jeweler told him Floyd Mayweather is now broke, pointing to his over-the-top lifestyle and constant lavish spending as the main reasons behind his current financial troubles.
Who everyone else gets their stuff from. And he told me, I'm not going to say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. I don't know if it's true. Right. This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Yeah.
Spends like crazy.
I mean, you only can go for so long. I mean, and you're not fighting.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Mayweather even doing any goofy shit like that.
No, but you would think that your investments would continue to grow.
Right.
As long as you keep your spending under wraps. So like right now, like I could retire right now. This could be my last interview ever.
Right.
And with my investments, you know, I invested into a lot of great companies like Google and Amazon and Tesla over the years, and those companies have all grown and continue to grow, right? And I could actually borrow money against my stock portfolio without even selling.
Sean Porter believes taking the fight isn't a bad move for Floyd Mayweather, suggesting he has the ability to handle it and could even come out benefiting from the opportunity.
What you don't want to do, what we've seen Mike Tyson do against Jake Paul, is you don't want to get in that ring and you haven't driven that car in so long that the engine runs hot, you know. So both these guys, I think they're, if more than anything, they're trying to show us how serious they are about doing it again against one another. So,
Sean, how shocked were you when you found out that Floyd was coming back? Last time he fights is in 2017 against Conor McGregor. The guy has not fought, I said more than a decade, almost a decade, I should have said, in almost a decade. Even when you're Floyd Mayweather, that's got to be a hard thing to do, and especially when you're 49 years old.
So there's some really good pros about it. You know, he's done some exhibitions. He's shown that he still has the abilities that he's had. They're clearly not what they used to be, but they're still there. You know, and then beyond that, the fact that he lives a good, clean.
Meanwhile, Wade Plemons doubled down with another post, claiming Floyd lost $8 million on a Las Vegas property, pointing to reports from Business Insider that he took out $54 million in loans at 9% interest that remain unpaid. He also mentioned another home being foreclosed, suggested Floyd sold his private jet, and highlighted his reputation as a heavy gambler, painting a picture of ongoing financial pressure and risky spending. Joe Rogan added that these issues stem largely from Floyd's extravagant lifestyle, explaining that millions spent on luxury watches, exotic cars, and high-end items led to poor money management. Despite earning more than most fighters in history, those excessive habits may have left him struggling to cover major debts. Now, Floyd is reportedly dealing with serious financial strain and owing significant amounts to multiple parties. Rogan stressed a key point: no fortune lasts without discipline, and Floyd's situation stands as a powerful reminder that even the biggest earners can face major problems when spending spirals out of control. It's wild. Absolutely crazy.
Nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that. Iran Barkley, when he was in his prime, was hanging out with all these professional athletes, and everybody was getting diamond-crusted chains and this and that, and he was keeping up with these people. Like, you got to keep up with the Joneses. And he just found himself, like, draining all of his money. He was talking about it like that was the biggest detriment to him being able to save any money.
Mm-hmm. They trying to keep up.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny when I was listening to this conversation with Chad Ochocinco. He was talking about it. He was like,
his jewelry fake.
Yeah, he was wearing fake jewelry.
But who would know?
What's that?
Who would know? He Chad Ochocinco.
Exactly.
It's
fake
like when
jewelry,
they look at him, like
flying economy. He was sleeping at the stadium, like, so he didn't have to pay for an apartment. So smart.
Yeah.
So.
DJ Vlad pointed out that Floyd Mayweather's current financial situation is surprising given the massive amounts he earned during his career. He suggested that even basic investments, like putting money into standard stocks, could have secured long-term stability. Vlad also noted that Floyd never flies commercial and relies exclusively on private travel, though he doesn't appear to own a personal jet, unlike someone like Drake. While admitting he's never met Mayweather and doesn't have full insight into his finances, Vlad observed that maintaining multiple properties while constantly spending at a high level can eventually create problems. He mentioned that Floyd even purchased a building in the jewelry district at one point. In the end, Vlad emphasized that even at Mayweather's level, excessive spending combined with public visibility can quickly turn financial mismanagement into a very noticeable issue.
I assumed that Mayweather was in a similar spot because he made so much cash, and if you invested even in common stocks, you should do pretty well. But, I mean, listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane like the Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So, I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of properties. You have a lot of money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. Remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and
he said that wasn't true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finances, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
The part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you're, kind of like flossing showing. Nobody gives a shit. Like people actually praying for you.
Wade Plemons explains that since retiring, Floyd Mayweather has struggled with managing his finances, with lawsuits involving Showtime, mounting debts, and legal expenses reportedly forcing him to liquidate assets, including a private jet and several properties. While he's made some money through real estate flips, losses, like a reported $4 million setback on a Las Vegas home, point to questionable financial decisions. Wade also suggests that Floyd's return to exhibition bouts, including fights against John Gotti III, reflects a focus on generating income rather than passion for boxing. Altogether, the combination of mismanagement, heavy spending, and efforts to stay ahead of debts paints a picture of someone finding it difficult to sustain the fortune he once built.
Back, again, 5 years ago now, but that was like the initial rumblings around that fight. And what Floyd did was use Mayweather Promotions to bring them this fight and say, if you'll front us this money, we'll put this fight here. They fronted him the money. He took the money, had the fight at the Hard Rock in Miami with Fanmio instead. That was the company that put it on, Fanmio. And Logan saw none of that front end 10 mil, and the people that paid Floyd the 10 mil never saw a dime back. It's nasty work what he did. This has been like one of Floyd's MOs, is that he leverages his fight name or his quote-unquote assets, and which is what, a lot of wealthy people do. They leverage their assets to take out bigger loans or, whatever. But Floyd does it in such a reckless way that no one ever sees return on it. He just takes money. It isn't a loan. He's stealing. He didn't have provisions in place. I've talked about this, ad nauseum over the last couple of years, but the fact that we actually get some details on this from Logan is hilarious.
Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million.
Also, the fact that Logan agreed to 15%, he's got that manager, Jeff, who says, I make the big deals. He got absolutely rinsed on that deal. But also, Bram has some important information about Floyd Mayweather and, again, his, I wouldn't say shitty business dealings, but how bad he is with money. Let's keep listening.
Company that paid him that money is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment that I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's got.
Henry, the analyst, didn't hold back when discussing the rumored Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson matchup, describing it as one of the most financially driven decisions he's ever seen. He questioned the logic of bringing Tyson back into the ring again after the Jake Paul event, calling the entire situation strange and hard to understand. From a traditional boxing fan's perspective, Henry made it clear he's not a fan of these one more time exhibitions, arguing they feel more like entertainment spectacles than genuine competition within the sport.
Especially given the fact that I think Floyd Mayweather made close to $1 billion in his career. I mean, his career earnings are absolutely insane. His activities since then almost feel kind of demeaning to his legacy, I suppose you could say. Well, I can tell you that I did a little digging, and actually there are a number of lawsuits that are currently active against Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s name, and they're worth a significant amount of money. From controversies around endorsing certain cryptocurrencies, to millions of dollars worth of unpaid luxury items, and even allegations of unpaid luxury apartment rent. These are all alleged, and these are all the cases that currently exist against him. There's no record of some kind of settlement, and as far as I know, a lot of these are ongoing. To add to that, Mayweather even lodged his own case against Showtime, And he did that this year, reportedly seeking damages of $340 million. And the allegation there is apparently there's been a misappropriation of his.
Despite his skepticism, Henry the Analyst admits the Mayweather-Pacquiao bout will likely generate huge attention on Netflix, drawing eyes because both fighters are legendary former champions. He observes that Pacquiao looks surprisingly sharp after his recent effort against Mario Barrios, while Mayweather hasn't stepped into a serious fight in years, leaving uncertainty about who still has more left in the tank. Henry acknowledges that, even though he dislikes the idea, there's undeniable curiosity surrounding the matchup. He criticizes the event as a clear cash grab, pointing out that Netflix prioritizes revenue over supporting boxing through regular, competitive events. While such spectacles can boost visibility, they don't necessarily advance the sport long-term. Henry reflects on the excitement of the original Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, likening it to a major cultural phenomenon, but he feels the current approach risks exploiting fans. Ultimately, he balances his doubts with recognition of audience interest, urging viewers to support genuine boxing content, including documentaries and other initiatives that truly celebrate the sport.
It is to do with just the basic thing of money. The fact that they both need money. Mayweather probably needs it a little bit more than Pacquiao does, but it's there no matter what. One of the strange truths about this one coming into it is they're both going to be having exhibition bouts in the next couple of months. Pacquiao is randomly taking on Ruslan Provodnikov, who some of you may remember was a champion at 140 pounds. And Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. I mean, that's the most money motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up
Some analysts argue that Floyd Mayweather's upcoming 3-fight deal could be extremely lucrative, and not just because of the fights themselves. Each opponent in these exhibitions, including Mike Tyson, carries massive star power and guarantees huge attention. Tyson alone draws millions of fans globally, ensuring that any event he's involved in reaches far beyond the usual boxing audience. This kind of exposure can translate into substantial financial rewards for Mayweather, offering a chance to recoup losses from previous ventures and offset earlier financial mismanagement.
I love first of all, the fact that he's fighting Mike Tyson. I like that. Why? Because I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. And look, bro, you really can't take it with you. You know what I mean? These guys have an opportunity to be on Netflix and be seen by 40, 50 million people in the fight, in the first fight with Mike Tyson. That's huge. Mike Tyson versus Floyd, I think the highest rated show that has been on television, boxing match that has been in the last, since Ali, probably. Definitely since the days of when ABC was showing things. Over 100 million people watched Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul. You can get Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather can do those type of numbers.
The 3-fight deal is also designed smartly, giving Floyd the opportunity to earn big without depending entirely on traditional pay-per-view sales. Analysts point out that, even without a PPV structure, revenue from sponsorships, global promotions, and live gate receipts could be enough to rebuild his fortune. Many speculate this could be Mayweather's most calculated comeback yet, allowing him to rake in millions while shoring up his finances after years of lavish spending. Ultimately, these bouts could offer Floyd a chance not only to reaffirm his status as one of boxing's top earners but also to achieve a major financial recovery. Fans and experts alike are watching closely to see if this 3-fight arrangement can truly fix his long-standing monetary challenges.
A lot of money in boxing that comes from Greece. Okay, a lot of money is credited to Saudi Arabia for investing in boxing.
Sean Porter noted that the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson matchup was truly remarkable, drawing massive attention and filling arenas with an energized crowd. He pointed out that while the upcoming Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight carries enormous prestige, it likely won't generate the same level of hype or fan engagement. Porter highlighted Jake Paul's rare ability to captivate audiences and turn a fight into a full-blown spectacle, something few fighters can achieve. Although Mayweather and Pacquiao are legends inside the ring, today's boxing scene increasingly values personalities who can connect with and energize fans. Porter's observation underscores that modern fight appeal depends as much on audience engagement as on in-ring skill.
You look at Mike and Jake, and that did like 108+ million people. And then I think Terrence and Canelo did like 40-something million people. Huge audience, obviously, but not even half of Mike and Jake. Do you think it ultimately gets a massive audience? Again, because it is too. If you've got Netflix, you can watch this thing for free. You don't got to shell out $100 for a pay-per-view.
Does this knock out the 108 that Tyson and Paul did?
That's asking a lot, right?
That's asking a lot, because you have a Jake Paul that's cross. He brings a different kind of crowd.
Yeah.
Floyd's touched that crowd. Manny, of course, has touched that crowd. But I don't think they're gonna pull in 108.
Yeah.
They 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, they'll do more than 40. I can see them doing maybe 60, 80. But 100 is a little hard to imagine. But it is Netflix.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for our next update.